I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
You know, it's one of those things where, as it's all playing out, there's this sense of hopelessness because there's not a clearly defined path where this country's ship gets righted. Mm-hmm. It's like I just see a lot of chaos and a lot of confusion and a lot of infighting, and I don't know how this plays out. It doesn't seem like there's a real clear, this is our path to sanity.
You're right. And I think the first step towards that path, though, is people recognizing what the insanity is.
What this is about is the Dutch government stealing our farmers' land. And they're doing this under the guise of a made-up nitrogen crisis. And that is basically going to put most of these farmers completely out of business. And thankfully, the Dutch farmers aren't having it. So they're going out on the streets, they're blocking distribution centers, they've blocked the high roads, they are fighting back. And they're right to do so. This is their life's work. They're really at their wits' end. They're devastated by what the government is doing. And, well, it's very clear that the government is not doing this because of a nitrogen crisis. They're doing this because they want these farmers' land and they want it to house new immigrants. They also want it because the farmers are obviously standing in their way of the great reset plans that they have for us. So, yeah, farmers are hardworking, God-fearing, and especially self-sufficient people that are just standing in the way of their globalist agenda.
I think small farms are the answer, obviously. It's going to be a long time before we can increase the size of farms in time. I mean, we just don't have enough time to get onto large farms. I think starvation's not far away. Famines are not far away. I think we've got to take people through a new narrative of transformational change. So we have to literally run new approaches where we need to take people through this transformational change where they support small farms and they become part of the movement, even from small gardens to small farms. And they need to sort of realize they're swimming in a toxic soup while they're hypnotized with everybody else. And nobody realizes we're all hypnotized. Most people are hypnotized, the masses are hypnotized, and they're swimming like a big crowded shoulder fish, all swimming in the same direction in a completely toxic fluid. And I think you have to ask people just to step out of the water, just come with me on an exercise where I can get you out of the water and you can look back and see what it is that how your existence actually looks. Because most people are too afraid to step out of the water, although they're in the toxic soup and they're completely hypnotized. They have to trust us that if you just come out of the water and look back at the situation you're in, you're going to look for an alternative, and we have the alternative. And I think that's the point of change. It has to be transformational, because people are they're just asleep. They're hypnotized, and they're just following everybody else, and they're kind of afraid to step out and do something different. We don't have to. We can't force people to do something different, take a different approach to life, but we can ask them to at least for a small amount of time, step out of the water and look at what the situation is.